So let's say the IRS comes after you and you're in court. You've got you a dumpy little public defender because you can't afford a real lawyer because they're all against you anyway. So you're better off with a public defender, not financial advice. But they're all against you. Never, yeah, I don't care if you pay him $500 an hour. That lawyer is for the system that he works for, because it makes him a lot of money. So you're standing there, the IRS is over there, they're ready to throw you away forever. What do? When it comes your turn to speak, you just tell your little dumpy lawyer, hold on, I'm gonna do something here. You can't be afraid to defend yourself. You can't be like, well, I just, see, they're gonna train wreck you. So for all you weak-willed people that have no spine, this video is not for you. You're going to stand up, you're going to say, Your Honor, I request a motion that the burden of proof be upon the state to show the court where I must, as a U.S. citizen, I must file taxes and pay those taxes to a private corporation. The IRS is not a government agency. It is a private corporation. Please let the burden of proof be upon the state to show the court where I must file and pay taxes to this private corporation. And the IRS is going to do their best to try to do that. They're not going to just let you walk out of there. They're going to come with the 16th Amendment. They're going to come with Article 24. What they won't have, see, this is where you got to study and know. You can't go in there talking real fast and not knowing what's going on. You got to read all this stuff. You got to read the tax codes. You got to read the amendments. If you're going to go up against a well-oiled machine, you got to know what you're up against, and you got to be studied, okay? Running your mouth on TikTok ain't going to cut it. So they're going to come with various different things in the 16th Amendment. It's going to show all that where you got to pay taxes and your income is taxable, right? So you got to come back. Your Honor, I have not placed myself under the jurisdiction of the IRS. When you file taxes, you voluntarily place yourself under their jurisdiction. I have not done that. Where in the Constitution or the Bill of Rights is it legal for them to prosecute? Is it legal for a private corporation to prosecute me when I have not placed myself under their jurisdiction? Please, I want the burden of proof to be upon the state to show the court where the IRS has lawful authority to prosecute me when I haven't placed myself under their jurisdiction. I have not signed any paperwork. I have not put my signature on anything. Where does it say this private corporation can prosecute me under the Constitution and or Bill of Rights? And they're going to try to scramble around, and they're going to try to come up with some stuff. They may even want the case to be pushed to another date, which that gives you more time to study even harder. And they'll probably show up with, different lawyers the next time around, right? Because you just derailed that first IRS lawyer. They wasn't expecting that kind of fight. And you might even lose your public defender and have to get another one. That's okay. The whole process is making the court, here it is, make the court prove that it's legal and lawful for a private corporation to prosecute you, and make them prove that you have to pay taxes to a private corporation. Because they have no legal authority. They have no jurisdiction over you unless you give them that jurisdiction. Where do they have the jurisdiction? Where do they have the authority that you never granted them? They're a private corporation. They're not a government agency. If it was a government agency, this would be a different discussion. this would be but they're not. The IRS is a private corporation. So you got to put the burden of proof upon the state to be able to show where they have all legal authority to prosecute you as a private corporation. That's where you're coming from with this. That's why it's fraud. You're voluntarily placing yourself under their jurisdiction whenever you file your taxes. And I mean, they're not going to go easy. I promise you. They're going to fight you. Like, the more successful you are, the more they're going to fight you. But knowledge is power. And when you got the knowledge, you're not afraid. You'll take them on head to head. And you know what? You're going to win. Because the truth will stand and every lie will fall.